Okay, so once again, everybody, welcome back in my channel today. Hope you are doing good and well, and we are on the day number 9. In the day number 8, what we discuss mainly about the major incident security management and about the threat intelligence. And now we are proceeding further on that part, because if you remember that in the threat intelligence, we had two major words. One is called the observables and one is called the TTP specifically. So now we are going to be discuss about the observable, and we are trying to be work on the MITRE, ATT and CK. Okay, so let's understand that what is observable here. And this concept is coming under the threat intelligence. If I say in the layman language, oh, I'm not sharing the screen. Let me share it. Yeah, now it's fine. We were discussing about this. So the term observable is coming under the threat intelligence. And as the definition it's showing. What is the meaning of observe? Meaning of observe is you are looking, you are checking, you are finding something in the other person. How he sit, how he move, how he walk, how he talk, how he eat, how is that person doing? Is that called the observables? Now in our system, what is the observable mean here? Like we have to be identify major 4 things as a observable. Number 1, we see the hashes. Like if I put hash XXS, hash checkout. So these are the first thing which system need to be observed, that what this hash contain is something suspected word is there that can be a impacted one. Maybe something can be going out or coming inside my system with the help of this observable. So first part is the hashes. Second part is the IP address. Let's say in an email, I got an IP address and I'm not sure that what this IP address mean. And under the observable, we have a functionality that it observes that it is the IP address is coming. It is coming from my network or it is coming from unsecured network from the outside as well. So this is the second part. Third, the DNS names which we observe. And the fourth, email address. x.x@x.com. It's look like a suspected one. If I say, OK, lng@atul.com, it's still valid. Or I can say, OK, atul@gmail.com. You can say it is still good one. But if I show you this one or maybe something else, this can be considered as a observable. And this observable represent a property. What kind of property is basically that something can be wrong happen if these things come into the picture. If this thing come into my system, if this is come into my network, if this come in the processes or the statics, it can create a problem for me. This is what the meaning of the observable. Now, second thing which we discuss is called the IOC, indicators of compromise. Indicator of compromise. I know I'm driving a car and I'm going to be cross the road, but I know that signal is not there. Before I crossing, the signal almost going to be red. This is what I'm doing, the indicator of compromise. The chances of getting hit, the chances of getting accident is very much high. This is what the indicator of compromise. And in the industry, we have to see that what are the indicator of compromise, that where we are compromising our stuff. This is what we have to be understand here. So now what it says, anything that allow you to detect an attack or breach, means with the help of that you can understand that it can be attack, it can be breach. that is an indicator of compromise. I am standing on the signal. It's green. Sorry, it's red. It's a good one, but it's yellow, and now it's going to be red again. It's a problem here. It's an indicator. And how we check, or how system will check? Number one, we have to be check the kind of a log entry. Number one, I'm getting some alert from a tool. I remember a movie of Kahani part 2, part 1, not part 2, Kahani, not 2, Kahani 1, where that actress is about to open the system computer of a villain, and that villain get an alert on the phone that someone unauthorized is going to be open his or her laptop. This is what I can say indicator of compromise here. OK, or there is an integrity difference. I thought, sorry, GRATY. I thought that it should work in this way, but it's not working in this way. Something wrong with that particular part. So system find out that what are the indicators of compromise, and according to that, it raise an alarm or raise a concern on that particular part. Now, if you remember that on the setup assistant, we have this thing, right? What I can say, citing search. Citing search. What is the meaning of the citing search? It means find out those places where potentially malicious activity or the unauthorized access, unauthorized activity can be happen. Potentially it can be happen. Like I know during the Diwali that some unauthorized things can be potentially happen. The reason the Delhi Metro closed the metro after 9 o'clock on the Diwali time, or maybe 8 o'clock or 6 o'clock, because they know that evening is getting, people are getting gathered. It can be chance that something mishappen can be happened there, can be happened on that particular. But it is potential. I'm not saying it will be confirmed. It will be happened there. It is a potential place to do that part. So now what ServiceNow say? What is citing? How to be do that citing part? Number one, some interesting events are happening, which is yet to be analyzed. Hey, yesterday also I received an email. Today also I received an email. Day before yesterday also sending the same email. But approximately 2 months, 3 months back, there was nothing like that. So some interesting events are happening. Everybody is getting the similar email on a daily basis. Some unexpected logins happen in the odd hours. So what I can say, interesting events, unexpected logins in odd hours. Like one of my friend replied me in the midnight, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock or 2 o'clock. Hey, why are we doing this reply? No, I'm not doing reply. I was sleeping. It means some unexpected login happen in the odd hours. Suddenly you see a very heavy load on the CPU or the network, or in a given duration time period, maybe in the afternoon, in the evening, in the morning, that what, and maybe some software is not working as expected, or maybe something else can be there. So there are multiple tools which ServiceNow say that you can integrate, and Splunk is the one of the tool which we can integrate for the citing search. That okay, I can put my code, I can put my things properly, and I can get the details and see is it going to impact my system or not. This is what the meaning of the citing search here. One more term maybe I missed out that to be right here is called the security case. Let's see, do you have in the next slide? Not here. OK, so there's a one more concept is called the security case. What is the meaning of the security case? I tried to find out in my system, but I did not get it. Maybe it is only available in the PDIs, or maybe it work with the other products need to be installed. Maybe threat intelligence, or maybe I can say this thing, vulnerability part, vulnerability part. Sorry, I'm again missing out that module name, vulnerability specifically. OK, so what is the security case? Security case is a collection of records that basically on identifying and dealing with the particular threats. So it means like I'm clubbing everything in a one place to deal for one specific threat can be happen. Like someone knocking my door, this or someone can break my door anytime. This is a threat and this is a particular case. Water may can get leak, gas may can get leak. These are the threats. So we have a specific cases for the same. So we bundle the collection of the records related to this particular threat, this particular case or threat here that is called the security threat. In the lab, I did not find any activity on this particular part, but in the concept, because I have my notes, so in that concept, I have a security case which I'm going to be telling you in this particular part. And we can create security case. As I say that it may require that different plugins need to be installed, maybe with the help of the threat intelligence, maybe with the help of the vulnerability part. Once we install that, then we can create the security cases. A very simple from the examination perspective, as the definition is more required. I cannot show you. Let me see if I can show you something on the internet here. Here. A case in ServiceNow. Yes, this one. It's a security case management. So it is management provide a means of security analysts who are engaged in a threat hunting for more information on the suspicious activity. Let me open this in the other window. Let me see. Do you have anything else? Because I tried to find out in my system, but it did not. I did not find it. Again, I say it's a case management, so maybe it's coming from the case only. OK, so this is what the product documentation says here. Yes, this one. So security case management provide a means of security analysts who are engaged in a threat hunting, means to get more and more information about a specific threat in their environment. Case related records such as security incident, observable CI, all are clubbed in a one place. That is called the security case. Specifically, security case as a definition I can say here. What plugins are required? I have to be check on that part again. Maybe the case management. If I see here, create security case. OK, this is require the SNTI case. Let's see, do we have this rule available in our system so that we can give and see if I can get it. Maybe it's a rule issue only. And again, I'm learning with you guys only, so don't think that I'm so much expert here. I'm just learning and sharing my knowledge here. Oh, not this one. View is the default one. View. OK. Now click on the edit. OK, it's showing. OK, SN_TI. Yes, we have. Oh my God, we have SNTI admin. Let me take this. And what the rule is required? Case_use. Case_use is not there. Reader is there. Let me try to see. OK, let me MITRE analyst as well, because this we need going forward. Observable rule we have. TI.case. Let's save and see. Let's give a try. What's wrong if we can get this option here? Let me reload my page and see if I can get that option. Or if required, I have to be log out and log in again. CURT security case. Let me try to log out and log in again, even though I'm not on the right rule as per told by ServiceNow. But let's see. After logout, maybe you can get it. So what they say, let's see what they're saying. See, it's saying go to the threat intelligence, and I don't have installed the threat intelligence in my system here. So we need to be activate that plugin. Maybe in the meantime, I can activate that plugin for the threat intelligence. Even though that is not required, again, that is what I'm saying that as it was part of the lab and I see something, but THREATE threat intelligence. But I did not get a lot of things on that part. So this is what is the store application products are there. So this is what I have to be see here. So let me go this, proceed to update threat intelligence support and proceed. Yes, and proceed. Install. So we'll see that this will be updated in the system automatically. After that, we'll see again, maybe tomorrow I can check and we'll share the details with you on that particular part. Okay, now I'm coming to the last topic of this particular slide. It's called MITRE ATT. So let me come here. ATT and CK. Number one, these are not the words, these are the alphabets, and these contain a specific meaning here. The question come why, how, incident, intent, base, role, and other things will be there. So MITRE advisory tactics, technique, and the common knowledge. Framework, document, and track various adversary techniques that are be used during different stages of a cyber attack. Let's understand in the simple layman language. Like we have a observable, we have a IOC, we have a threat. In the same manner to deal with the, so we have a TTP, right? Techniques and procedure. In the same manner, we have something to work on those as well. So it is called advisor. Means we are giving you advice, we are giving you some tactics, we are giving some techniques, and we are giving you some common knowledge, framework, and the document. If anything happened in your cyber part, in the cyber attack, you can follow this and you can work on that threat or that cyber attack very easily, and it can be helpful for to work on your issues or the incident on that particular part. This is what the MITRE ATT and CK is the word we mention here. So AT stands for, let me come here. AT stands for the advisor tactics. T stands for techniques, and CK stand for common knowledge. So it's like something that I'm telling to my son. See, if I'm not at home and mom is busy, or maybe she's taking bath and someone knocked the door, you have to do this things. Don't say that nobody's at home or you are alone at home. These were the tactics and the techniques and the common knowledge I gave to my kid in case he's be at home and mother is not available, or she's busy in some other room or some other place in the garden somewhere and someone knocked the door. What reply he or she need to be given that particular part. This is what. Now, if I go more, as I say that this will be, this tactics and technique will be help us in the different stages of the cyber attack. Maybe some techniques will help for analyze, some techniques will help for the contain, some techniques will be help for the eradicate, something will help on the recovery part as well. It's not like I can use everything on the same place, but I can use this in the separate or the different stages is the one thing I can say here. Okay. Now, if I move forward on this part, you can see here, right? Respond, automate, prioritize, and analyze. This is one that ATT CK can be helpful for me. And this is a small life cycle, or this is a small way to use this. So with the help of STIX and TAXI, these two, I can use this particular collection of these enterprise mobile in a threat intelligence, vulnerability, security incident, and all the things will be there. Very on the very high level, I can show you that, I can tell you that, okay, this is what it happens. Okay, this particular thing, this MITRE basically contain two major things. It is a collection of enterprise and the mobile, number one, and the tactics says, the word tactics says why, and the technique says how. Why this happened and how I can resolve this. Why means I'm finding the root cause. I'm going to the problem management only. Why? To find out the root cause, that why this happened, and tactics is how I can resolve this. And to do why and how, I have a common knowledge available with me. Okay, so like I can say why means why the credential access has been given, or why the initial access has been given, kind of things is the tactics. And technique means kind of a key logging, or I can say credential in the files, kind of things is a techniques. So defined or put out of the box few techniques and the few tactics, why and how. Little bit technical part to be understand when we go for this implementation part, because implementing this MITRE ATT CK is not that much easy. It's a step of the six. It is a 6 or 7 steps process on that particular part. But we need to understand why is a tactic and how is a technique to do this particular part. Now in this thing, if you notice that this has a two things: incident versus intent. How you are using this method, this formula, this technique, or this term, incident based or intent based. You can use this for a specific incident to get the intake, to get the analyze, to enrich that, and to finally remediate that. If intent based, then it will be a little broader level, that why he did this thing, why this attack been happen. All the things will be come in that particular part. So we have to find out the advisory intent, that if someone attack on my network for money, then why it can be the reason. Something like that, we have to be do that part. Okay. And threat intelligence provide few things on the, okay. Threat intelligence provide indicator of compromise on this part as well. So it means techniques and common knowledge can be used for the indicator of compromise, that where these things can be compromised and get the attack on my system, or get the attack on my get the attack on my network specifically. And mainly these two things are important to be understand here. I'm not that much good in this part, but let me share this knowledge what I have in my bucket, or what I learned specifically on this thing. Let me see if I have anything else on that part. Not this one. Let me go back and see here. Okay, we are on this, right? Okay. So as I say that with the help of this thing, right? So with the help of this thing, I'm getting some, and it is for enterprise and for the mobile. With the help of structured language and a transport language or exchange method, we are seeing the tactics for the threat intelligence. For the security incident response, we are using sandbox and tip and checking the IOC, indicator of compromise. And in the vulnerability, we are having the control of the CMDB, that what vulnerable CI in my system. And it means in the simple meaning, in the short meaning, if I say that these ATT and CK will help me to resolve, or not resolve, to reduce basically, or resolve my incident, to find out the things quick on the early stages, and then take some action on the quick manner. Like if I say, if someone get burned, what is the first common knowledge sharing says? People say don't put the water, put little bit ice on the top of that. If there is a fire, don't put some electric stuff there. Bring some kind of a blanket and put that person on that person. This is a common knowledge which we have to be used in these particular cases. Okay. Now there are three personas, three different roles in this particular area, and these three are different than the what we discussed earlier on the guidance part, I can say, or I can say for the reporting persona. Number one, we have a security team, then we have an executive team, and then we have a threat intel team. What is security team? They are the one who mainly work on the triage. What is the best team who can work on this incident? So this is their responsibility to do that part. Okay, they are the number one on that part. They follow the techniques and the common knowledge, and they do the triage part specifically. Then the executive team is the middle layer. They understand the high level that how this is going to be impact, and or how this is particular in which context this is going to be impact in my company. They are evaluating that part, they're analyzing that part, they're understanding that part. And the last is the threat intel team. They are the one who will find out the actual uncovered threat, that why or what threat is there, who caused this problem in my network. From the examination perspective, these 3 points, security team, executive teams, and the threat intel team is the important for that particular discussion. Now, how we can or how we can do this part? To do this part, there are 5 or 6 steps in ServiceNow. I'm not going to do that part because it is too much complicated and it's too much technical, at least for me. But let me show you something here. OK, our plugins has been installed. That's nice. Let's see if we have that part. CURIT security case. Maybe something else need to be required. MITRE. You can see. We have to do everything, every step. We have to define the techniques, we have to define the mitigations, we have to define the groups, we have to define the tool. Only then it will work on that particular part. Data sourcing, detection component. This is what we have to be defined on that particular stuff when we are configuring or implementing this thing. And I guess sadly we don't have anything called the assistant here, or anything called the guided setup here, which can help me to do this part, that how I can create or how I can configure this ATT and CK in my particular system here. But overall, these things we have to be do in our system. These all things, techniques and all things, rules we have to be defined here. OK. Now, just on the last part here for this particular session. Now, let me come here where we reach. OK. Now, in the current time, we are on the ATT and CK 2.0. 2.0 is kind of a next version of the previous one, which is on the fullest capacity where we can get the latest updates. OK, and in this part, the mainly thing. So if I want to use this thing, I have to be install some plugin, which we already done. The threat intelligence is the main plugin that we have to be do, that we already done on that particular part. So ServiceNow introduce the 3 personas for the 2.0. In 1.0, only these 3 personas were there. In 2.0, we have these personas. The first persona is security and threat intel admin. So they club this plus this in a one now and make it as an admin, whose basic work is to do the configuration. Who will do the basic configuration like data source mapping, matching rule, extraction rule, all the things they have to be defined in that particular part. The second is the SOC manager. SOC manager is basically who are looking for this data on the high level perspective. That OK, how many techniques, how many tactics, how many knowledge, common knowledge we have in our bucket, and we're using it. And the last is the security analyst. They are the prime user. If anything happen in my, or if any cyber attack happen, then how to use this and what to use this, when to use this. They are the one who deal with this particular TT and CK on the day-to-day basis. They work on their incident with the help of this particular stuff. How many techniques, how many how many techniques, how many tactics, how much knowledge sharing, a knowledge base I need, sorry, common knowledge I need. That's totally depend on the customer to customer, type of security incident, type of securities issues they have or they want to be overcome on that particular part. So with this, we have done our day number 9 here, and I'll come back again on the day number 10 very soon. Till the time, take care and bye bye guys.